Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here, and if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe to my channel. It does help me out massively. If anything resonates in this reading today and you would like to book yourself a personalised reading so we can get a lot more in-depth details for you on a personal reading, my details are down in the description box. I do offer as well just 1 or 2 questions if you just want a quick answer to a question. I do offer those as well, not just a full reading. So let's get into your reading today. So as we are entering the energy of the full moon, I wanted to do a reading based around that basically. And this particular moon cycle with what I work with is all about planting seeds. It's all about, those ideas, because springtime is about that sort of that quickening feeling of excitement, of, a chance to start something new, bring some fresh perspective, fresh ideas into your world, into your mind. So I'm going to start first of all by picking what runes resonate with you now. Look at this bag. It's just completely, it's not even a bag anymore. It's just a piece of leather. But anyway, we can still pick your runes from there. So we'll see, just put your energy into what you would like to know today, what is on your mind right now, what you're going through at this time. You don't even need to be going through anything, but if it's just something that is on your mind at this time that you would like more information on, maybe if you do have a new idea, something that you want to plant and you're sort of like, I just want a little bit more information or a bit of guidance on it, then you're in the right place. So your first rune is Tiwaz. I love this rune. This rune is one that's all about commitment. Now, first and foremost is the commitment we have to ourselves. And what I'm feeling from this is someone that's unsure about the direction they want to go in terms of what you want to commit to. Now, we can sort of be external looking for, what do I want to commit to? Do I want this job? Do I want that job? Do I want this relationship? Do I want that relationship? Or anything at all? Do I want to live here? Do I want to live there? We have choices and we have to make decisions. We have to commit to things in our life. And sometimes, life can throw you what you call a curveball or something, where it's like a decision has to be made for you, whether that's due to lack of finance, or you suddenly find out you're going to have a baby or something like that. Things can happen that kind of might hold you in a place that you weren't expecting, or just not what you were expecting your life to turn out to be, or the direction that you thought you were going to go in. So Tiwaz holds a little bit of an energy of surrender. And I feel that's where your energy is right now, is almost like you're at the point of committing to an idea, and there's something that you feel you're surrendering to, like you're softening to. Okay. Ooh. I really opened my throat chakra on that one, didn't I? There's a lot coming out with that. Okay. This is something that's been mulling around in your mind for some time. It's not a new idea. It's not something that you have literally just thought about and decided, I'm going to go for that. This has been something that's been quite cyclic in your mind at this time. So Yera is a rune that means year. It's your cycles of natural growth. And I see somebody that perhaps has spent a lot of time thinking about this particular commitment, this particular way forward, the idea that you want to plant. I do feel like you've gone beyond it being an idea though now, to the point of like making it something that's more of a foundation. So if this resonates with you, you should know what I'm talking about on there. If it doesn't, this might not be the reading for you today, but stick around anyway and see what more information comes through. So it's almost like it goes full circle, like you go through these different layers of this thought, of this idea, and you always come back round to the same conclusion. But the past few days, I feel like this conclusion has actually gone deeper than that. It's sort of, you've really become ready to like surrender to something. It's like, I can't keep just thinking about this and coming up with the same conclusion. I need to actually take some action here. I need to do something. I would be very interested to see what the next rune is going to be. What is your final rune? Gebo. It wasn't what I was thinking, but this I feel could be to do with matters of love. It could be to do with a decision based around a relationship. Um, it's something here that I feel brings a good balance of giving and receiving. Maybe something that you have always wanted, that kind of feeling of what I'm giving out, am I going to receive that back? Okay, so the energy I'm getting from this is opening your heart, like surrendering to actually opening your heart to something maybe that you felt was forbidden or couldn't work or something like that. So again, like I say, this is something that's been going around and around in your head. What's that song now? I've got a song stuck in my head. What is it? Around the World. That round the world, around the world. I'm not going to sing. I won't sing, promise. But yeah, with Gebo, this is that masculine and feminine coming together, creating a giving and receiving in balance. It's a sacred marriage is what this rune represents, like a union. And that's what I'm feeling from this, is that it almost feels like, I keep getting somebody sort of saying like, it's all too easy. It feels too easy, therefore it's a trick. Or do you know what I mean? It's almost like, could this be too good to be true? Why is it so easy? It's too easy. And maybe in the past, maybe you've had to chase people, or you've had to jump through hoops or be a certain way. Whereas this doesn't feel like that. So like, for instance, maybe if before you've gone for like, I'm going to use cars as a representation of this. So for instance, maybe in the past you've gone for like the Lamborghinis or the Ferraris or something, but you've always known you can't really afford that. You can't take it many places because you can't afford it. And driving it scares the crap out of you. And also, you know, the thought of somebody else stealing it, that's a big one. So you've been chasing that for some time. But then a Peugeot 106 comes along, or I don't know, something like that. And it's easy to drive. It looks all right. It might look better than all right. You might be really sort of like, this looks amazing. It's doesn't cost much to put fuel in. It lasts. It's quirky or whatever. It's got something about it. It's got some kind of character about it. And it's almost like a feeling of like, well, that's too easy. That's too easy to go for because I know exactly what I'm getting with that. Whereas this is more exciting because I don't know what I'm getting with that. But I feel like this, yourself, or whoever you're inquiring about, is going through these cycles of sort of like, yeah, but we know what that turns out like. This doesn't last, but this could last. And someone's sort of like going through these cycles of feeling like, well, okay, I keep coming back around to that Peugeot. I keep coming back around to thinking about that. And it might be that you were reluctant to go for that because it's not as fandangled as that one. Maybe there's a fear of getting bored with that one, or just, but you don't feel, that one's going to leave you. I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically, if you get that analogy, that's what I'm feeling from this reading, is someone that's making a decision. I do feel it is in terms of a relationship or some kind of commitment that's a union. It's very sacred to you, I feel. And I do feel somebody that is surrendering to committing to it. But there is seems to be a fear around that. Or a constant going over this cycle. So Yara's a really slow energy. So this, like I say, it's something that's really been on your mind for some time. Okay, now because of the full moon, I'm going to pick a moon card to go with this as well. Okay. No, that's so funny. So I just said about you with Yara thinking about this, going over it and over it, and we've got ponder. So having a real good ponder about this particular situation. There's a bridge there between, so there's like a tree and then a bridge leading over to the other side, and there's some little fishes there as well and some birds in the background. And I've never noticed that before. It's like, it is actually like a fish bowl. It's like a fish bowl. So again, that's somebody that's going round and round and round. But there's been some forgetfulness. Something's been forgotten here, or you're trying to remember something. It's almost like, I'm getting something like, you're trying to remember why things happen the way they happened, or you're trying to remember your reasons why you didn't go for this, or your reasons why. That's what I'm kind of being given. And there's an opportunity here to go from almost like an isolated island. There's a bridge that's formed. There's a bridge that's been there that leads to growth. So it's almost like it's asking you to sort of like see this bridge, see that there is actually another way, rather than going round and round like the fish in the bottom of the bowl. You know, being a bit sort of like, why did I make that decision again? Or why am I not making that decision? And then sort of like realising, actually, there is another way. There is another way I can look at this. There's a different perspective. And when you feel like that, there's this bridge that appears to help you to get from this one island to the next. And that island looks a lot better than that one, doesn't it? It's a lot more abundant. It's got more growth in there. So yeah, take that how it resonates with you, but that's what I'm feeling from there. I'm going to get one more of these. See what else we have with that ponder card. Gratitude. I do feel like that was trying to come out as well. So I do feel like you are in a space of feeling grateful for everything that's in your life. And I feel like it's not a new thing. I feel like you are generally a grateful person. But you just had a realisation of actually what is good in your life, what is going for you in your life, and an understanding of like you're exactly where you need to be right now. You're going through what you need to go through at this point. It's all part of your growth. It's all part of this higher timeline, this higher version of yourself that you are trying to achieve. So it's almost like when you reach that tree from the ponder card, this is what it's going to be like. And what it actually holds there is a chance to build even more, to grow even more. You know, it's like that little sun lounger and an umbrella, and then like two houses. It's like a community, basically. It's like you're building some kind of new community. Castles in the sky is what I'm going to say now, and I won't sing it, I promise. But it is like you're building those castles in the sky, which is good. Passion is on the bottom of there as well. So maybe you're in need of a little bit of passion right now. So I'm going to get an angel card to go with this as well. So what is your angels trying to tell you at this time? What are your angels? It's funny, I've had a lot of readings today with people talking about angel numbers and like synchronicities like that. Oh, that's really interesting, because something I was talking about earlier with a client, this is very spooky. Something I was talking about earlier was this particular card that I've got in my hand right now. And what I said to that person, I'm trying to wrap my brains now what I said, because what was it? Okay, the card is no. Okay, now this has come out before. Now, I love it when this card comes out, because the look on people's faces is like, what? Like, no. Nobody likes to be told no, do they? Nobody likes to be told no. But one thing I would say with this card is that it represents that feeling of like, it really shakes you up to understand exactly how you're thinking and feeling. Because if you were asking a yes or no question, and I'd got two cards, one with yes, one with no, and you ask a question like, for instance, should I go for the Peugeot or should I go for the Lamborghini or whatever, you know? Say if you were like, should I go for the Peugeot? And you've been pondering this, you've been thinking about this, you've been mulling over this, and you get a no card, right? But you'd already made your decision. You were only asking to sort of like clarify something. So when you get that, it does something to you. in your body. It makes you feel like, well, okay, if it's a no, it's a no sort of thing. But that's not really how you feel, because you were hoping for a yes, because you've gone round and round this for so long. You know really what the answer is. You just keep asking the same question over and over and over again. And it's almost like they're kind of saying to you, like, how many more signs, how many more messages do we need to give you about this? How many more times do we need to go round and round the fishbowl thinking about this, talking about this, worrying about this? I do feel like birds of prey, or some kind of bird. Can you see that? It's like bird's wings coming out there, and she's got wings as well. And this is kind of like somebody stepping into, or is channeling, and that's kind of like with T-was here. There's a connection to your higher self that I think you're starting to realise. This connection is kind of like channeling in these intuitive downloads, and giving you more of an understanding on like going through a healing process and what that feels like, what that looks like. And you've got to a point now where it's like, no, you can't ponder anymore. This is a decision time. You've gone like completion with this. You've gone so full circle with this. It's now time for that balance of giving and receiving. So that no is the card, the trickster card, if you like. It's sort of like, well, how does it feel to be told no? And you don't want to be told no. You wanted it to be a yes. So let's get some tarot cards and see what we get from there. Now, I've been practicing shuffling, so I'm going to show you how good I am at shuffling these cards. Wow. So amazing. If you came here for my shuffling skills, then poor you. Okay, so let's see what this current situation is then for you. What is your current situation about? What's that? So Six of Swords. Yes, this aligns with that feeling of moving into calmer waters. It's almost like you can see things a lot clearer now since you've moved out of something that was a bit chaotic, I feel. You're leaving something behind that has felt very intrusive, difficult. It's almost like there was somebody, I feel, trying to teach you or trying to show you a way of life, but you've kind of surpassed that teaching and channeled into your own guidance, your own inner guidance, and thought to yourself, actually, this isn't for me anymore. It's a no. This is not for me anymore. And that's what I'm seeing on this card. Is like your current situation is your what's the word? Transition from that one part of your life into a brand new energy of balance, giving and receiving. So let's about your current situation. So what is it that you've been pondering then? We've got the King of Wands on here. So this is, you've been asking about, like, what brings me success? What helps me to feel confident and empowered and like a king, basically? What makes me feel in that energy? And that could be whether you're male or female. It doesn't have to be just male. Some kind of reptile could be significant as well here. Maybe somebody has a reptile of some form, like a lizard or a snake or something like that. There's an energy of feeling closer to nature as well, or wanting to feel closer to nature. So moving towards that type of way of life. And I feel like where you've come from, it wasn't... It was sold to you as that, but it wasn't that. Okay, so what is your challenge at this time? What is challenging you? Ooh, there's a bit of a an authority figure standing over you on this one. So this could be some kind of male archetype in your life that's creating a bit of a challenge for you, that maybe has some kind of hold over you in some sense. It's like an authority or a power that's over you that's kind of like difficult to get away from. And it's almost like they hold some power over you in a sense of maybe they've got some kind of truth that they're holding over you to keep you in a place where they want to keep you. If that resonates, please do get in touch. We can look deeper into that. Something about two buzzards is significant as well, like seeing two buzzards flying around, circling together. Maybe you've been seeing that. If you're not aware of this, but there is a challenging energy within your energy right now. And like we said before with T-Was, I feel like you are surpassing some kind of teacher at this time. And looking at this, it does feel to me, with two kings coming out, it's a masculine in your life that has a bit of a power over you. Now, this person could be a boss, or it could be a family member, it could be a current partner or something like that. But they hold a power over you that is very challenging and blocking you from this balanced giving and receiving that you've been thinking about, that you've been wanting. Okay, so that's interesting. So we've got the wheel on the bottom of there. So you've had some setbacks, I feel, recently. Something's really set you back. And it could be to do with that challenging person there in your life. It's like they're kind of, you've had some kind of misfortunes or things holding you back. That have caused you problems in achieving what it is that you want to achieve on here. Okay, so what do you need to focus on at this time? Where is your focus? You need to focus on breaking the illusion, seeing what's right in front of you, seeing the choices that you have. You've got a lot of opportunities here around you, but I don't feel that you're seeing them. Now, some of those opportunities are actually relocating. Some of those opportunities are about peace. Some of those opportunities are about love. Some of them are about financial gain. And some of them are about transformation within yourself. Now, you could achieve all of these, but you need to break the illusion, first of all, of the situation that you are currently in, this current challenge that is having this hold over you at this time that you are struggling to get away from. And the Ace of Swords on the bottom there. So this is kind of like someone that's had a real aha moment, like someone that's kind of like you've kind of had an epiphany of late. And this could be actually over the past couple of days. It's the ace on there, so it could be like over like 24 hours ago or something like that, where you've really realized something, and maybe you're ready to communicate to this person, sort of like, you know, I'm stepping away here, or I'm moving away, and it's bringing to you this fresh perspective and new ideas coming in. So what are you going to be leaving behind? What are you letting go of in order to achieve this? What do you need to let go of, I should say? What do you need to let go of at this time? Clearly nothing. What do you need to let go of? Okay. This is saying about a third party. So by that I mean something is really involving itself in your business and creating a little bit of an issue. So when this is the right way up, this is usually about friendship and community. And I feel like there's somebody in your life that is not a friend. They aren't a friend. And I feel like they kind of are trying to hold you in a place. So this is coming up with this as well. So this is the person that you need to let go of. So hopefully through this reading, you have realised who that person might be. Now it's interesting because you've got the two kings on there, so it's giving me a masculine feeling on there, but this card's making me feel like it's actually feminine. Now, it could be a female that kind of stands in her masculine power quite a lot. It could be somebody that has their own business. It could be somebody that is maybe influential in terms of like money that she has. Yeah, I've got a feeling that you will know who this person is, whether it's male or female. So there might be two collectives. There might be a collective where it's more of a male archetype that is a power over you at this time, or for some of you it's a female, or it might be both in your life, but it's the female one that they're asking you to sort of, you know, let go of, that's kind of holding you back from finding this peace, from finding this balance of giving and receiving. It's like this isn't your only option, so maybe it's time to release that. Take it how it resonates though, because if you're feeling more that it's the challenge is more of a masculine, that's what's coming out on here. And as it's a collective, it's difficult sometimes. There's more than one collective that comes through, but that Three of Cups in reverse there is kind of like about a non-friend, and I feel like it's a female that perhaps is creating a little bit of an issue for you in your life at this time. That's interesting. Whoa. Okay. I'm actually going to take these. We've got, oh my God, how many cards? I don't know if I'm going to take all of these or not, but I'm going to definitely talk about them. So on the bottom here, we had the Four of Wands and the Moon came out together. So your intuition is telling you about this foundation, this celebration of freedom. So the Four of Wands talks about this. It's like a marriage card almost. It's sort of like something that you feel you want to celebrate about. You want to celebrate this particular situation, this particular connection. And the moon, it's a beautiful card. It's like the owl flying over the full moon there. And we are coming up to the full moon, so that's quite interesting because the full moon illuminates. So it illuminates these things that we're thinking about. It kind of clears the illusion and allows you to see fully, clearly what is right in front of you. And it's almost like you releasing that. It was almost like a tower moment of information just kind of like splayed out. So maybe this is old news because maybe you've actually severed ties with this non-friend and dealt with the authority that's over you. And because you've done that over this full moon, it's actually illuminated exactly what you are looking for right now, what is important to you, that you've been pondering over for such a long time. And with the universe on there, that's just another signal of joy and achievement and feeling like completion of a cycle. There's a real energy to this of sort of being divinely guided as well. And it's interesting because we also got with that the Nine of Cups, which is a desire fulfillment. This is something that you've been desiring for some time, I feel. And it's starting to come into fruition. It's starting to become available. And we've got the Page of Wands on here as well, which is, you know, you are in a point of feeling quite enthusiastic about this. There is, and we've got the Two of Wands I've just noticed as well that came out there. So this is about making decisions. You're making plans for your future at this point, and I feel like it's inspiring you. It's making you feel enthusiastic, and I do feel that you have already like cut ties on here. You followed your commitment to yourself, to your higher self. You're gaining that clarity, that information coming through from your guides, from that higher conscience, and you're not listening to this person that I feel was trying to teach you or was trying to guide you, but falsely is what I'm getting from that. And it ultimately, you know, the decisions that you're making, the choices that you had and that you're making now, and I feel like this has been in the past 7 days. It's like, it's quite recent energy, this is. But it's leading you to this Ten of Cups, which is your wish fulfillment. This is, you know, what you're looking for, which is like peace and harmony in relationships, happy home life. You know, it's a really joyful card. It's one of the nicest cards, but you've got a few of these ones because you've got the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Cups. These are all cards that suggest like harmonious and desirable way of being and energy, and you've got all of that that's showing in here. So, and we've got the Emperor on the bottom, so that's somebody that's very you know, you determined, you know what direction you're going in, and you are standing in your power right now, and it's somebody that's ready to take action towards that desire. So let's see what your outcome is at this time. Your outcome is the Two of Cups. That's another union card. I'm sorry, but you can't make this stuff up. So the Two of Cups and Gebo, that represents a union, sacred marriage, a bond. There is so much in here that kind of suggests that what you are heading towards right now is a relationship that's bringing you this balance, giving and receiving. It's a wish fulfillment as well. You've been thinking about this for some time, like we said before, you know, you've been sort of mulling over this, cycling over this, pondering over this. And you're starting to feel this gratitude for what you have now. You're starting to see it for what it is. The illusion has been broken. You've got the Moon and the Seven of Cups, which, you know, both of those can represent illusion. But you're breaking that illusion, you're moving through it, and you're realising actually what it is that is your Ten of Cups that brings you that fulfillment. So I'm going to leave your reading here. But if that did resonate with you, and you want to know what the future is of this, or you want to look deeper into it, we can definitely do that with you. If you have a look in the description box, my details are down in there to book yourself in for a reading. I do aim to get those done within 24 hours. We can do it face to face as well if you prefer, so I'm happy to do that. But just drop me a line and we can sort that out for you. So have a blessed evening.